Will Brown has pole alongside his teammate Jordan Love. Nick Rowe on that second row alongside Brenton Grove. Josh Denton has been bumped back 2 grid spots. We'll cover that one in a second. So he'll start from 7th, which sees Everingham jump up a spot. McGregor off the back. The grid has been set by the second fastest lap times in qualifying and being joined by Cameron McConville. So Denton was pinged for that little indiscretion with Brent Grove in the second race.
Yeah, just 2 grid spots, Chad. So just failing to give racing room in the view of Carl Reindler and Laurie Schmidt. So that penalty was accepted. And away we go for 14 laps, $17,500 on the line, courtesy of Jayco as the prize money, the pathway to the world.
Oh no, there's a staller on the grid, it's Grove. And a very good piece of evasive action by those around him. So easy to stall these cars. They've got trigger-like clutches. And unfortunately, winner of race 1 is a goner at the very start. And what a great start by Jordan Love, who's got the jump at the beginning. Now, there's a lot of oil down the racetrack on the left-hand side. This could be picked up on watching VH.
Yeah, they did. In fact, I was sitting with most of the guys and I hope they clean it up. And I said, you'll be right. At least you know where to go now, unlike half the V8 field, which didn't see it. So this is going to be a great battle. Jordan Love, race 2 winner. Will Brown, favourite for the championship coming into this weekend. And certainly the pace setter of the weekend. Then Nick Rowe and Jack Smith, again making his debut this weekend, up into position 4.
Good racing down through turn 6. What a great start by Jordan Love. We go on board with his teammate, Will Brown, who was expected after dominating all practice sessions and qualifying to be the man to watch this weekend, but it hasn't worked out for him that way. As they cross over, straight away knew he was a goner, using his left hand to restart the car, right hand to signal that he's in trouble, and everyone doing a really good job to miss him.
Not sure if he even got the clutch out or whether he just pulled it back. I can see there he crept a little bit. Let's have a watch if he actually... No, he stalled it. So I think he crept.
Oh, that was close.
I think he crept and then maybe just crept too far, like got out of the clutch a little too much. I'm not sure what's happened there, but a long way back now for Brenton, unfortunately.
He had Tyler Everingham behind him, the youngest driver ever, 15 years of age, his first week ever doing scratch starts, and he missed him. That is a huge pat on the back to that young guy. That is amazing.
Just turned 15, Tyler, so doing a sensational job in his debut for JRD this weekend. Kept his nose clean, and that was another example of a young driver staying level-headed and able to find a way. Now, this is the battle for the round win. Just 1 point between these 2 young kids, because that's effectively what they are. Jordan Love, Will Brown, Nick Rowe is a solid 3rd for the round at the moment on 41 points. So this is it. This is for the lead in the championship.
Oh, under brakes down at turn 4. Little pinch of the left front. BRM's domination this weekend has been pretty stout. They were the team that boosted Jordan Lloyd to the inaugural championship. Lloyd now off running in the USA. Did really well, actually, in his first race meeting as well in St. Petersburg, running on the support card for IndyCar. How cool is that? How good's this battle? Josh Conroy trying to pull out of the slipstream and take Jack Smith. It was pretty aggressive blocking from Smith to say, no, you don't.
Little defensive move into the braking zone, so they'll be watching that. You can move once, but certainly not block too early in the race. Josh Conroy making his debut as well, so the 2 rookies, Smith and Conroy, battling it out for P5. So Love's not going to give up. Will Brown just trying to have a little psychological wiggle from behind. It's very tight here. He can't go out wide onto all the dirt and the dust there that's been put down to soak up the oil. He's got to stay shallow. So that pretty much rules out a passing opportunity down at the hairpin, which leaves 1 at the end of this long drag strip here. Grabs 6th gear, just up halfway through the right-hander. He's not really making any inroads, is he, in the toe there? So very good exit off the hairpin by Jordan Love. Deep under brakes, which Will Brown has been exceptional in that area all weekend.
What a great little racetrack. What a great little race car. Cool watching open wheelers go around. Tasmania, he's locked the right front big time. He held that. And that is going to hurt that Hankook tyre.
So Will Brown at the moment, whilst he's in position 2, is actually going to take the round by 1 point. So he doesn't need to win this race necessarily. 1 point ahead of Jordan Love, and he's got a nice 2-second buffer from Nick Rowe at the moment.
Josh Denton turning fast laps. That last time by just a touch quicker than Nick Rowe, but a little bit further down the road than Nick Rowe, which is disappointing because he'd dearly love to catch him and pass him, because that could be for the Burson Rookie Award. Gee, Grove has caught Everingham. Something's happened to Everingham here. He's been going pretty slowly in this race. 4 seconds off the pace. So we go back and find Nick Rowe, who's all the way down in third.
Oh, look, another big lock up ahead from Will Brown, so he's pushing really hard. Just having a few brake balance issues up over that crest where the inside or the right front wheel gets light. So he's still pushing. He wants to take the win. So at this point, Brenton Grove would be our rookie winner, although he's down in P8. He's 4 points up on Joshua Denton for the rookie of the round at the moment.
And that'd be justified. Shame that he stalled it, but it was proven that he was not at fault for the accident in the second race. Winner of the first one. I can't believe how dirty it is off the racing line down there. It's amazing. There's gravel and rubber and everything.
So they're doing well to keep it online. Don't want to get too wide with all the marbles. 84 laps of soft tyre V8 action.
What it means is that it's going to be very difficult to pass. This is essentially a one-lane racetrack. So Will Brown in the Cars Galore entry. Well, that was Jordan Love locking up that time, I think. It's going to be hard-pressed to try and find a way around Love here because it's so dirty off the racing line. So if you go to the inside or the outside, how do you get your way through? Down
deep.
to turn 4.
Really deep, wasn't it? It was a big lunge under brakes. He wants to win it, Will Brown. He's not happy being second, and that's a sign of a real racer. I mean, he's here to win the championship. He wants to have a crack.
Doesn't matter how they finish here, he'll win the round as long as he finishes in behind Jordan Love. If he was to fall back behind Nick Rowe, that would make a difference. Finished school last year, Will Brown, and has taken up a position working at Cars Galore, which is his dad Shane's business, detailing, selling cars, and again locks that right front. Gee, Jordan Love is doing a very good job here, although it's Will Brown who sets the fastest lap that time through, pouring the pressure on and doing a really good job.
56.50, so 1/10 up on Jordan Love last time round. You can actually nearly see the flat spot on that right front that time. So what happens is as you start to lock lap after lap, the tyre will actually start grabbing in that same spot and just make that flat spot worse. So you'll have a look here. You can actually see, there it is on the top. There's a new one on the bottom. As he releases the brake and the brake starts to turn, you'll get a really good look at that flat spot. There it is.
Wow.
Now that'll effectively, it makes the tyre square in that space, so you'll get a lot of vibration through the steering and will actually make his brake balance a little worse as that flat spot deteriorates throughout the race. And he's got 7 laps to go. There it is again. So it just keeps grabbing, and now there'd be at least 3 flat spots on that right front tyre. And these tyres become their practice tyres for Phillip Island in 2 weeks.
That's going to make life very difficult. See, we're already on lap 9. We're ticking through this one quickly. So good under brakes, isn't he? Can he get the power down early? He's also really good at getting the power on through that mid part of the corner.
So 56.5 again that last lap, but Jordan Love answered with a 56.5 as well. Nick Rowe 56.9 and Josh Denton 56.52 last time round. So that'd be quickest lap for Josh this weekend. So he started to really settle into this car, up into P4. So 4 seconds back behind Nick Rowe.
And turning fast laps again here. Will Brown lowers it to a 56.5, and now it's his teammate that locks up the right front. I know they're not banging wheels and going side by side around every corner, but this is an intense battle between these two. Pushing the absolute limit, turning fast lap after fast lap.
In fact, 1/100th difference on that last lap around. 56.51 versus 56.50 for Will Brown.
Everingham in the pits, so he has got an issue. That's a shame because he's been doing a really good job staying out of trouble this weekend. He's probably been one of the cleanest guys out there.
Yeah, from Dubbo, New South Wales. I was just chatting to his mum, Cherie. They said 3 flights to get home. They get home 3 o'clock tomorrow. I said by the time they get home, they come back for round 2 at Phillip Island. So, you know, hats off to Tyler. He did a sensational job, and JRD will be one to watch as this season progresses and they get more experience in the championship.
I'll tell you what, when you're 16 years or 15 years of age in his case, 2 weeks wait to drive a race car must be an absolute lifetime. You're going to go back to school, focus on your studies.
I think it's school holidays next week.
Oh,
so that's, oh, look at this. Will Brown right up on the back of Jordan Love now. Love having a look in the mirror. It's going to be very hard to get anywhere near him, left or right down here with this one-line corner. But he needs to get a really nice clean exit and on the power early, which he's done. Nice exit.
It's a shame that he hasn't got the right-hand side of the racetrack down there to work with to try and sneak around the outside. It's the same here, isn't it? Off the racing line, it's very dirty, so getting this pass made is going to be masterful if he can do it. He's also going to be careful not to slip off the racetrack, trying anything crazy around the outside.
So it's interesting, isn't it, where Will Brown's strong in this sector, in this first sector, but if anything, Jordan Love's very strong in the second sector. He's actually got a bit of a gap there. So there's Everingham coming out of the pits, so some sort of little issue there.
And Josh Denton, 56.2, fastest lap of the race, new lap record.
Wow. I was going to say that is the lap record. I'm pretty sure to say he's grabbed Will Brown's record set in race 2. Look at that, 56.26, 46.48. So
wow,
great way to finish off, because look, it was you know, no one wants to get a penalty in their first weekend. It was only 2 grid spots. That's racing, but he's bounced back and showed that he's really going to be a formidable competitor this year.
Absolutely, he's proven his worth here. The next round at Phillip Island is a track where all these drivers have a bit of testing experience. The majority of the field have done at least 2 days there. Don't think any of our... Will Brown will be the only driver that's raced there. Nick Rowe and Jordan Love didn't compete at Phillip Island last year.
That's right. So Jordan Love did 4 rounds. I think Sandown was the last one he competed at, and then went over to Asia, did some racing in Asia, which is quite ironically 4-hour flight for them from WA. So it's convenient. It's very convenient and very affordable to race over there.
It's easy to get to than here.
WA, yeah, absolutely. So good that we've got Jordan, and now that he's going to be 1 point off the lead, I'm sure we'll see him compete all year this year, take it up to Will Brown and Nick Rowe.
You're right on board with Jack Smith out of the Gold Coast. What a cool name for a race car driver. 16 years of age for AGI Sport. He's got his AGI Sport teammate in Josh Conroy putting the pressure on him. Everyone turning their best laps on that last lap in that top 4. Denton gets faster again. He is on fire here, the young man.
56.26. Let's have a look here if Conroy's close enough. He's not. The 2 rookies, Jack Smith with a big karting pedigree, Joshua Conroy with Radicals, and also an engineer, spent some time in Asia. In fact, was going to Japan to work. That all turned around on Monday night, didn't happen, so decided he's going to go back and do some driving again, which is great. His father, Peter, a regular GT competitor. Here's Josh. He's the fastest man on the track at the moment for Makita Mitre 10 Cosmic Kart. Got some great support out of South Australia to Pink's Mitre 10 to get him on the grid this weekend.
Born this millennium, to give you a bit of an idea. Unbelievable how young these guys are. Love has actually built up a bit of a lead here, 1.3 seconds. And we're going to get a checkered flag. So congratulations to Jordan Love backing up race 2. But it is a huge drive from Will Brown. He wins the round without winning a race, something that only Tom Randall has achieved in this category. He wins it by a solitary point. And Nick Rowe will get the 3rd spot on the podium. 3rd in the race and 3rd on the podium for Nicholas Rowe. So good that he was able to bounce back off the disappointment of race 1. But Will Brown, really the only consistent marker across the field with a flurry of second positions. And that sees him take out the round victory here. His first ever. He becomes only the 3rd different round winner in Cam's Joko Formula 4. Off the back of becoming the 3rd ever pole sitter.
Yep.
Here are the results, Cameron, and good to see all 7 cars get home in one piece.
Nice way to finish off. Not very Not very long to wait for round 2. Denton, a great drive. Jack Smith, Josh Conroy, the 2 rookies. Jordan McGregor, Brenton Grove, and unfortunately a little issue for Tyler Everingham, but he'll be back in just 2 weeks' time at Phillip Island. Can't wait for that one.